Aho, Ponka Moshe. I want to thank everybody for being here today on behalf of the Ponca Tribal Council, our tribal nation, and all of those that had some small part or big part in making today happen. I want to thank you for being here today so that we can honor each and every one of you and talk a little bit about what this means for our tribal nation. But before we get started, I want to call my uncle Dwight Howe to say an invocation for us here today. Uncle.
Aho Edewange, my relatives. Thank you for allowing me this brief moment here. I ask that you all be of one heart and one mind today. We want to think of all our people, our children, our children's children that are coming, the elders that are here, that are in distant places, all 4,000 of our tribal members, wherever they are. Maybe we could think of them today. Think of this community here, the town of Carter Lake, this community. Think of Omaha, state of Iowa. Maybe we could all work together and do something good to benefit everyone. Kind of thinking along those lines in my prayers. I thought about that coming up here from Niobrara. We want this to benefit the people. We want to build stronger relationships. We want to be able to bring something to our nation so we can truly be self-determined, truly be sovereign. That's kind of what my thought is. You could join me in my prayer like that. Ndari Wakanda, Wakanda Khube. Daya wade, Bonka Niashiga. Ere wange Wakanda, Wakanda Khube. Nini Bawa Khube, Wibaho. Monka Uda Wakanda, Wibaho. Daya wade. Wakanda Zinga Anguta, Wibaho. Dae wade Ishages Zinge. Dae wade Singa Zinga, Mizinga, Nuzinga. Wiblaho Wakanda, Nudahungas. Dae Chwade Wakanda Kube. Wibaho Dae wade. Ponka Hebe Deche Shanga Tega Wakanda Dae Chwade. Thank you, Father God, today. I ask you to be with us in all things. Walk with us, talk with us. We ask these things, not for myself, but for all of my relations. Ere Wange. Ahu.
Again, just a little over 27 years ago, the Ponca tribe in Nebraska was federally recognized once again, righted a wrong that was corrected the wrong that the tribe was terminated in the 1960s, and further corrected a wrong of taking us from our homeland to begin with back in the 1800s. And here we are today, our tribal nation is stronger than ever through the work of all of you that are sitting here. Many of you that are here today had a role in where we are today. Not just one person, not just two people. It's taken all of us in some form or fashion. And all the boards and committees, the work behind the scenes, to the research, to get all of those things into place to show who we are. And like most things, for Indian people, we got to prove who we are, where we come from, our lineage. We got to have an ID card, all those kinds of things. And it's taken you, the work, to get us to this point, to prove that we belong, to prove that our people, our ancestors, were once on this land, and it was taken away from us. And here we are today to celebrate a new beginning for our people. So for the last 27 years, we've grown inch by inch. But the next 27, 50, 100 years are going to be determined by this project here today. This isn't going to solve all of our problems, but it's going to help us take those next steps and continue to grow for our people, for our next generation, for these young ones that are here today, to take care of our elders as we should, and take care of those generations that are yet to be born. That's what we're doing here today. That's what those that fought on the Restoration Committee, that had those ideas, Fred Leroy Ilonge, those that come before my time, some of you here, they had that taken away from them. They weren't Ponkas anymore in their lifetime, and here they are sitting with us here today, Ponkas once again. Many of us are lucky to have that restored in our lifetime, to have our young ones born into that. Never again will we have to worry about that. As we take what this project means to us to the next level, reinvesting in our people to make them stronger, through all the programs and services that we provide today to make them stronger, housing, healthcare, social services, education, all of those things that are important to our people that they need to survive, to be self-determination, to help us govern ourselves even stronger today, and work in conjunction with those that come together with us in a partnership so that it's mutually beneficial, like our relatives here, our neighbors here in Carter Lake, and the support that they've shown to us over the whole time that we've considered this project. It's taken a long time to get here today, and a lot of people were involved. And one of the people that I want to recognize here first today, and honored to have him join us, is Mayor Ron Cumberledge from Carter Lake. Mr. Mayor.
First off, we'd just like to thank the Ponca people for choosing this site. I mean, I've been involved 10 years. This was a long fight for the people of this tribe. This project brings new life to land that's never seen development in my lifetime. I mean, the main goals of the community here is to fill these idle pieces of ground, make them prosper for the community. The casino will make a large economic impact for the city of Carter Lake and the Ponca people. I welcome this project, and I hope we can have a long-lasting relationship.
Dwight. In our way, Mr. Mayor, we always honor those that honor us. And so we thank you for your time here today, your work and support on behalf of Carter Lake, and what you've helped us get to, and our continuing relationship moving forward. So we're going to give you this Pendleton blanket. I'll have my uncle here put that on you, and thank you for everything that you do and everything we'll do moving forward. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Oh, you had to keep that on the whole time. Actually had that happen to me. They honored me in a dance one time out here at the park, and they made me dance with this big quilt on for the whole time, and I about passed out. To say that we are indebted to the Shakopee would be an understatement. Over the years, they've been one of our biggest benefactors, and we wouldn't be here today without their help and their support, and especially their point man, and one of the most important people as far as I'm concerned in this whole process, and that's Mr. Tom Ranfranz, who's here today to represent the Shakopee and speak on their behalf. Thank you.
Thank you. We got a good crowd here today. Normally, my speeches last about an hour and a half, but I'll cut that down today. So, but I'm honored to be here representing the Shakopee Mdewakanton Sioux community. You know, and we've been working with the Ponca tribe myself since 2004, and our first endeavor was we purchased that building over there, and the tribe was really wanting to develop that area, and you can see now that it's just the beginnings of things. And we formulated a grant, and they applied for the grant, and we got them a $2 million grant to purchase that project in that building. And so we've had a long-term relationship. Shakopee's belief is sharing what they have, and they've always been that way. In 1997, we started programs where we offered tribal grants for tribal nations for economic development. And also in that same year, we started a lending program. And right now we have over $500 million in loans in Indian country. And that continues to grow. Right now, we're very proud that the Ponca tribe is participating in their first loan with our tribe. And we're very happy about that. And this is just the beginning. Usually when we start working with a tribe on their projects and economic development, we follow through. We've had some tribes that we've been offering grants for since 1997, and one of them is my tribe, the Flandreau-Sante Sioux tribe in Flanders, South Dakota. So, but really, in 2004, I had a full head of hair. And I was an inch taller. So I'm so happy that we're getting the groundbreaking today on this project, because it's been a long road for everybody. And I've really enjoyed working with the tribal, Larry, the tribal chairman, the tribal council, and the members of the tribe for all these years. It's been just a lot of fun. And I'll continue as long as I can to work with the tribe and continue to get them grants and hopefully further loans for the extension of this project here. So again, I just want to thank you so much for the opportunity to come here today, say a few words that I normally don't say, a few words, but I appreciate it so much. Thank you, everybody.
You had braids too, didn't you? Yeah. You know, this next one's gonna be tough for me. Over the years, you know, I never said I was close to Fred Leroy Idonge, but I considered him a mentor. I learned a lot from him, both good and bad. We disagreed, but I learned I learned more from him than he did from me. I know that, as it should be, and we're here today because of him and many others that worked with him. But he had a vision and a goal and a drive that continues today. And we live in that shadow. And it's up to us, any of us, but especially the tribal leaders here, to continue on in that way. He wasn't a saint, but when he wanted to get stuff done, we got stuff done. And we're here today because of that. And I can't say thank you enough to him and his family for the sacrifices that they did. And being in this position, I don't know that you can truly understand that until you are. And to understand what he went through to get us to where we're going is something I think about daily as I carry out my duties as chairman. And so we would be remiss if we didn't honor him and honor his legacy and say a thank you to all that he did for the Ponca people and getting us to where we are here today, and be able to be in this position to take the next step, to continue to grow and do and fulfill that vision that he had for us, from taking us from being unrecognized to getting us state recognized and that federal recognition, and all those that helped him and worked with him. But we want to say a special thank you today, and I'd like to invite his daughter, Ms. Rhonda Free, to come up and say a few words.
Good afternoon. I'm very honored to be here today to speak on behalf of my dad. He was a true warrior for his people. He was a beloved brother, a very caring father and grandfather to his children. But most of all, too, he was also a lifelong friend to many people, whether it was good or bad. With him, it began with restoring our tribe. And from there, it set up service sites that now today help hundreds of Ponca members, but not only Poncas, all natives. We have an earth lodge now, and we also have land where buffalo truly roam, which is amazing. If you ever had the chance to meet my dad, you would know he was always dedicated to his work. And you could always see his mind was always thinking, okay? So after accomplishing one project to the next, no matter how long it took, you could always see that little bit of what's next, or where do we go from here? My dad was a very humble man. And if you ever visited him off of 35th and Charles, you would know that that was just him. And he always invited you in to come over and visit and sit down and talk whatever you had to say, whether it was agreeing or disagreeing. He was just there for you. I would like to thank everybody today who was involved with making today possible. I know Chairman Wright speaks about it being my dad who had made this day possible, but there are so many for many years that have always been involved. And on behalf of my family and myself, I'm truly grateful and honored to be a Ponca member. I would like to say to the next generation and the youth sitting here today, as you continue to grow like our tribe grows, be thinking about what's next. So thank you for your time.
Becky and Crystal. I'm gonna put you on the spot, Crystal. Put this on Rhonda for me. Go the other way out, the other side.
Yep.
Yes. I was gonna flip it the other way, but. It's kind of warm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Becky and Crystal. I'd like to just recognize a few others of our team that are helping making this possible, that are doing all the construction, and I apologize if I missed somebody, but Tom is definitely one of our team members, and we have back here, guys, just raise your hand. We got Quinn Scott over here with LSC Architecture. We got Joe Wittershine, who is acting on behalf of the tribe as our consultant to get us up and running in gaming. We have Doug Jandro back here with KA Construction. We have Michael Lofsa, who is working as a consultant with our gaming commission. I also want to take a minute to recognize our gaming commissioners that are here. If you would please stand up and be recognized. The hard work that they're doing to make sure that the regulatory piece is done so we can open the doors and actually game. They've got a lot of work to do, and I think they wish they would have got started 5 years ago just to get us to this point. But I also want to recognize the members of our Gaming Enterprise Board that are here working on this on a regular basis too. Gary Stoltenberg, Concita Zephyr. Anybody else from the Enterprise Board here? No? Okay. All right, thank you. And then I also want to take this time to recognize a special person that helped in many ways with the tribe over the years. I was a good friend of Fred's, and really provided a lot of history that was lost to our people. And I want to say, Dr. Ritter, Beth Ritter, thank you for being here today and being part of this. She very instrumental for us to be here today. And you know, before we get to the next piece and turn in the dirt, you know, this is an exciting time for our tribe. And I was able to talk to our employees here recently. You know, we're just over with all of our entities, housing, and health and tribal administration. We have just under 300 employees. And when you start talking about, that's 27 years worth to get to that point. And I believe that's the highest number that we've been to. Now you think in September-ish, we're going to add 100 more employees to that number with this facility. And about a year from now, we're going to add 250 more employees with the new health clinic that we're building. And within that time frame, when we do the second phase of this project, we're going to add another 1,000 at least on top of that. That's growth within the next 2 years. That's self-determination. That's putting our people to work and putting our community partners to work. We're going to have more jobs than we have people, and that's a good position to be in. So we're going to reach out to our partners, Carter Lake, employ people, provide jobs, not just for our people, but for all people. And that's what this whole thing is about. Economic development, economic growth and strength, not only for us, but those that work with us, that are partners with us. We can't do it alone. And you here are an example of that. It's taken everybody that's had anything to do with this project to get us to this point moving forward. And moving forward, what other things are out there that we're going to be able to do with the economic strength that we're going to be able to build for ourselves? And we can soften the blow of any administration. Anytime when funding for Indian country is under attack, we know that we can take care of ourselves. And that's through the work of our employees, the work that they do day in and day out on our behalf, on your behalf, and position us to be this strong, to be able to take the next step. We're going to be doing tax exempt bonding for the first time. That's a big thing for Indian country. It's a big thing for us to be that financially stable, that financially strong. And this is going to help build on top of that. So again, on behalf of the Ponca Tribal Council, on behalf of our nation, each one of you that have had something to do with this, and your families that support your time away, and to allow you to come to events and be at, you know, all of our good meetings that we have a good time at. All those times away from home. We know it's a sacrifice for everybody involved. So I thank each and every one of you again for being here today. And as you can see, there's so many people that we're not going to be able to get everybody in one shot. So we're going to do multiple shots here, and Brett's going to lead us on that. But again, thank you for coming. And I do want to say another special thank you. Susie Baker she wasn't on any of the boards, but she came to the tribe when we were kind of at a low spot, when we first were being told no, and got us introduced to James Majesto, and who's been able to turn this around through his work at Aiken Gump and now at Holland and Knight. And if it wasn't for him and them, we would have been dead a long time ago. And so we're able to reset and not take no for an answer. And here we are today. So Susie, thank you for that. So let's do the fun part. Thank you all. Gatega, Weeblang.
We'd like to have our members of the Gaming Commission and the Gaming Enterprise, please. getting ready. The next group is gonna be, any past tribal council, members. So if you grab a button there, we'll be doing that next. Past council members. If there's anyone. Next one's gonna be a big one. It's, any current and past employees and any tribal members that are in attendance.
I know. Well, here, you know how to use my camera? Come on.
architect.
I told you. Good night, Jim. Going.
Are there any other photos that you think? Anyone who wasn't able to get in a photo would like to have their family and friends together. Any tribal elders that would like to be in a photo? Any tribal elders that would like to be in a photo are welcome to. Okay. Yeah, tribal elders. That we're improvising. So. Okay, so how you feel, right?
They're gonna do next generation.
And then next we're gonna do tribal any tribal youth. The next generation.